What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South Up North. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Got an awesome show for you guys today. Got an awesome athletic alert talking about teams making history in bad light and good light. And we're going to end it off with some huge NBA news as well, or basketball news in general. Matt, how are we feeling?
Doing good. We're staying up north today, I think, with everything. So, Kyle, don't get too upset, dude. We got to give the Northern teams some love.
Yeah, we need to for sure. So let's get straight into the athletic alert. Game one of the NBA Finals is already in the books. And Matt, damn, I was not expecting game one to go like this. Celtics handle business in the Garden, winning 107 to 89. And then Tingus Pingus, the famous meme where he got drafted. The guy, if you haven't seen the meme, you've probably seen it today. Kristaps comes off the bench and just torches his former team. What was he? How many points?
He dropped 20.
Yeah, he dropped 20, and he was one of the main factors in that huge first quarter run. I think at the end of the first quarter, was it 37-20 Celtics? Something like that.
I watched the first quarter and I was like, all right, this is like already getting out of hand. There was a point in the first quarter they went on a 23-5 run. And
Yeah.
it was really Porzingis was hitting shots like that he has not hit since like his rookie or sophomore year in the NBA. Like he was pulling up from Steph Curry range. And I don't say that a lot. Like, you know, Steph Curry range is, like, not a three-pointer. That is, like, what would be a four-pointer if they had a four-point line. And he was just, like, draining shots like that, man. And I don't know, Mavericks just kind of let it go very early and just kind of let things slip away. But Boston, man, they must have heard all the noise.
I guess they did, dude, but Celtics had a great game plan going in. Kyrie had a pretty off night. Drew Holiday kind of clamped him. I think Kyrie went like 0 for 5 from 3, so he had an off night. Luka still dropped 30, but he only had one assist. They contained PJ Washington. They did what they needed to do, and they executed their plan perfect. You stop the superstar in Luka. I mean, still he dropped 30, but you contained him a little bit. Kyrie couldn't get shit going. You stop him. You stop the catch and shoot guy, PJ Washington. Like, bro, when PJ Washington gets hot in the game, it's very hard to try to stop him and stop him from shooting the lights out. So Celtics had a great game plan. They stuck with it the entire game. Kind of whooped that ass. I think at one point it was Mavericks got it back to single digits, I believe.
It was in the third. I was gonna say like they got to the third quarter, and you know they started to come back a little bit, but overall, dude, Boston just put their foot down and said, "Y'all are not getting this one away from me." But I mean, like I said, Porzingis was just such a shocker because this dude hasn't played in 38 days. Okay, he didn't play a single playoff game
5 weeks.
in the month of May, and he comes out and Kyle, I don't know if you played 2K. I was having this conversation last night. In 2K, I think this was 2K17, maybe 18. You know, when the game was still pretty good, there was a diamond Kristaps Porzingis card, a 96 overall. And this dude was a menace on the court. You could shoot from it. And keep in mind, Kristaps Porzingis is a 7-footer. He is a legit 7-footer. This dude, anywhere on the court, green bean. Just launching from anywhere. And last night, it was not the full package, but off the bench to put up the numbers that he did was exactly what Boston needed in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Now, keep in mind, this was noted in the press conference, the sideline interview after the game. Jason Tatum, 16 points, 11 rebounds. Even Jaylen Brown had 22, which is still good. They did what they needed to do, which was leaning on defense and containing the Mavericks, but not their best outing. But Jason Tatum, he said in the postgame, he said, look, 2 years ago. A lot of people have, I think, recency bias, memory wise. They don't really remember what happened too long ago, and whatever happened in the past week is all they really care about. 2 years ago, it was Boston versus Golden State, and Boston won game one pretty convincingly. And that's exactly what he hinted at. He said, we have to stay composed. We have to stay together. We know what happened in the past, and they ended up not winning that series. So, as a Mavericks fan, I see a lot of this alarm clocks going off in people's heads, but it's like, look, they're going to be okay. Like, they've been in this position before, and if they come out and have a better start to the game, I think it's going to be a lot more competitive, and really just Luka just needs his teammates stepping up and kind of figuring out that Boston defense, which was excellent last night overall.
I think whatever they did game one, you just keep it rolling, dude. Like you looking at their starting five, it's pretty good. You got Drew Holiday, who's a great defender. I think he's very underrated in my opinion. You got Jaylen Brown, who just got a bag and is very good. You got Jason Tatum. You got Al Horford. Al is old as shit.
I mean,
but
I was surprised. I'm like, this dude is still on the Celtics, bro.
bro,
Let
he is
alone the
old.
NBA.
Yeah, dude. When did he get in the league?
He was on your Hawks for a minute.
Yeah, dude. He was on the Hawks for quite some time. But anyways, like, bro, the Celtics have a great lineup. You also have that six man that could come in and get your team a couple of 3-pointers and Derek White. So
Yeah, Derek White's pretty good too. I will say though, Kyle, real quick, listening to Tatum after the game sounded like a true veteran. And I know he's been in the league for a handful of years now, but sounded like a very mature leader for this Boston team. I was very impressed with the answers that he chose in the sideline interview and even following into the press conference. But I think as a Celtics fan, I said this last show that he's had those moments in the past where he's not really come up the best, but in terms of leadership and intangible characteristics, I think Tatum checks most, if not all, of the boxes in that regard.
yeah, dude. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but when Jason Tatum got drafted, they didn't have that big veteran to kind of guide Jason
Right.
into becoming a leader. When he got drafted in 2017, he was kind of pushed into that leadership role immediately. And I mean, like you just said, dude, he's become a great leader for that team. He knows how to, I guess, answer the media because, dude, that's a whole nother thing. You got to be able how to.
Because they set you up.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, they set you up. You say one thing, but they twist and turn it into be something completely different, and then it starts shit in the locker room or with the coaches or whatever it might be. So Jason is or has become a very good basketball player. And dude, 2 years ago, they were in the same position. They beat the shit out of Golden State game one. Golden State kind of regrouped.
Had Steph Curry.
Yeah, they did have Steph Curry, but they regroup, come out, handle business. So hopefully Celtics lock in for the rest of the series and keep doing what they're doing. But again, I got Mavs in 6, but that's a whole different story.
I agree, but we got to move on to some baseball. Chicago White Sox, Kyle, chasing the wrong side of history. They got smacked by the Boston Red Sox, 14-2. They got their ass handed to them, and that's a franchise record, 14 L's in a row. I mean, imagine. Look, the other day I was reading off the Mets' losses series-wise. These dudes haven't won a game in their last 14, so they're 15-48.
Oh my god.
Again, makes me feel really good as a Mets fan. But they're on course to have the second worst win percentage since 1900. No, not 2000, not 1950, 1900. That's 100. That's a century and a quarter, damn near. They're trailing only the 1916 Philadelphia A's with who finished with a 235 win percentage, which was
Holy
awful, dude.
shit.
But
a 235.
yeah. Again, we're still in June. We still have plenty of baseball to play. But is there anything to look forward as
Bro,
as a White
they're
Sox
selling the
fan?
team. They're selling the team when it hits their trade deadline. You don't want to waste Louis Robert's prime. I mean, I guess he's not in his prime anymore, but he's a good baseball player. Dude, I was doing research. Garrett Crochet, the pitcher for the White Sox, dude, he has 5 out of the 15 wins as a starting pitcher for the White Sox. He is ranked in the top 5 in strikeouts this year. Why is he on this dog shit team? Get him out of there, dude. They're gonna sell the team. I mean, if I was a betting man, I would go to DraftKings or I would go to BetMGM or whoever the fuck I bet on or what website I use. I'm taking White Sox to have the worst win percentage of all time.
Ever?
Ever. They're selling the team at the trade deadline. They're getting rid of everyone. They're bringing in like double A guys, triple A guys. And who knows, dude? Maybe they could ball out. But like I just said, Garrett Crochet, who is top 5 in strikeouts this year and has a 3 ERA and has 5 wins as a starter, and the White Sox have 15 wins. He is 1/3 of those wins. You cannot waste his prime. And Garrett Crochet is a good starter. He's a flamethrower. He's in the hundreds as a starter. You can't waste him. You sell the team, dude. Sell the fucking team. And what's so weird is the White Sox a couple of years ago, they weren't that bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, they've just been on that downtrend, and now they're at like rock bottom.
But below rock bottom. Like, holy shit, dude. I don't know. Maybe it was the Tim Anderson curse. Bro, Tim Anderson, back in 2019.
Yeah.
What, dude, I think what's so crazy is he had the batting title. He had the highest average in the majors that year, which is crazy. And then look now, dude. He's fucking awful. He sucks. He's so bad.
It's that fight he got into last year with Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, I guess Jose just knocked his fucking head off his shoulders. And
Down goes Anderson.
Now he can't.
He literally he beat his ass and he just took away his entire skill of baseball.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna call it, dude. So what you said? We got 4 more months of baseball. We got 100 games left. A little more.
Yep. 100. Right around. I think 99, 100.
Bro, I think this team's probably gonna lose 75 of them, maybe 70.
Well, that's funny. So I was curious, like the last 20 some years, like who's had the worst record. 1900 is a pretty far stretch. Since 2000, the team with the least amount of wins in a single season was the year I was born, 2003, when the Detroit Tigers finished 43 and 119. And you're at 15 right now, okay? So do the math.
They're going to beat it. Dude, they're not even going to reach 40. They're not getting 44. They're not getting 44.
Well, you think they're going to tie it at least? Or are they going to get less?
They're going to get less. Dude, they might get 41 or 42.
So you need,
I got a gut feeling they're going to get 39.
They need 28 more wins from now until the end of September.
Nah, dude. Okay, well, let's see. Luis Robert's contract, because I think he got a big contract.
Yeah, but like the thing is, if they sell the team at the trade deadline, which is what you're hinting at, there's no way you're going to improve after that.
No, hell
I mean,
no.
look, I am fully prepared for the Mets just to go crazy and sell everybody at the trade deadline. Do I have the expectation that they're going to do better? Absolutely not. And if you're a White Sox fan, that's just like, you just got to take the pill and keep chugging along with this shitty ass season. But
Bro,
to win 28 more games, I don't know. I mean, it's just a record. It's going to be a season they forget. But Kyle, you remember last year, a lot of conversations we had about the Oakland A's just being horrible,
Yeah.
and like that was a completely different situation, right? Because they didn't even have fans wanting to show up to the game. They were literally chanting outside the stadium, "Sell the team!" Like, we hate the Oakland A's, blah blah blah. They still finished with 50 wins last year,
Yeah, they did.
and they were by far the worst team we saw in terms of a fan base, an organization, and just the level of play they were playing at. And they still got 50, and we're sitting here with the White Sox 15 at the start of June. I mean, that their streak of L's is almost the same as the amount of wins they have all year.
That's insane.
Think about it. If they lose 2 more games in a row, they will have more consecutive losses than total wins in the calendar year of 2024.
Shit.
I don't know. Chicago, man. It's your basketball team's not great. You better pray that Caleb Williams does good for the Bears this year, because it is not looking good in the Windy City.
What I've been seeing about him in training camp, it is not looking good for Chicago fans right now. So,
But still, the White Sox, man.
buckle up, boys and girls. It's about to be a rough fucking season.
Yeah.
But hey, moving forward, you got some WNBA news.
I know.
For me.
It's trying to stay on the more positive things of WNBA. If those of you who are like me, who have the content filling up your entire socials, we're gonna stay away from the negativity. But the Connecticut Sun cruising to a 9-0 start, best team in the WNBA, and that is the 4th best start in the history of the league, which is pretty good. They need to go 14-0 to break the record for the best start ever. That record is currently held by the Minnesota Lynx, who did it in 2016. They went 13-0. Kyle, funny enough, the LA Sparks also went 11-0 in 2016. So, that was a pretty big year for the WNBA. Have a big game coming up, though, tomorrow, Saturday night, against the New York Liberty, who the Liberty have been a very strong team. Same division, they're rivals, and they're the team that knocked out the Sun in the 2023 semifinals. So, it's a regular season. I don't think this is a record you can really hold your head very high on. It's cool. It's something that you can tell your kids and your grandkids, but overall, you just need to keep looking forward. But I think the biggest thing is Connecticut is not very happy. I mean, they've had their star players come out and say, we're not playing great basketball. Hell, head coach Stephanie White said, yeah, we're doing good, but sometimes in the locker room after a game, it feels like we haven't won a single game. Overall, it's like, dude, you're 9-0. You haven't lost yet, but I think they have that in the back of their mind. Hey, they haven't been getting it done in the postseason, so they have to just keep feeling like, hey, we need to win every single game moving forward. I know you have some information on the last couple of years with Connecticut and their postseason history.
Yeah, man. The past 5 seasons, they have reached the semifinals, but no championships. No championships. Bro, looking at this team, they are very good. You have one of the best duos in the league. You have the runner-up for MVP, Alyssa Thomas, who averaged 13 points per game. You have, I believe her name is Dewana Bonner. She's very good. Like, they're a good team, dude. They got the players. I mean, Bonner is 37, but it's just every year, dude. Just bam, bam, bam. You get to the top of the mountain, and you're about to climb over the mountain and get to your first WNBA finals. and then just
The
a
fact that
team.
they haven't even been there.
Yeah, and then just some team, dude. They just peek over the mountain and they just kick you off. See ya. I don't know, dude. It sucks, man. Let's see where I can't find the stat that it was, but I don't know, dude. They are a very, very good team, but yeah, like you said, they're not playing their best basketball right now. I think they're shooting.
Yeah, I mean, their win over the Dallas Wings was, you know, only a 2 point game or only a 2 point victory. It's not like they're going out there and dominating every single night, which it's fine. You go back to 17, or I'm sorry, 2016 when the Warriors started like 23 or 24-0. I mean, they were winning convincingly. In
Yeah,
that entire season when they won 73 games and only 9 losses, it was very convincing that they were the greatest team of all time and that they were going to have a cakewalk through the playoffs and they were just on a different level than everybody else in the NBA. Now, you look at the WNBA, it doesn't seem like the Sun are the best team in the league every single night, regardless of the fact that they are undefeated. But
yeah.
overall, I don't know. It's good though that that the entire team is on the same page. When it comes to the confidence level and just kind of having that level mindset of, hey, yeah, we have a great record, but the last history is teaching us something. We have not done shit for the past 5 seasons with the records we've had in the regular season, so we need to keep this train moving and get it done come playoff time.
Dude, what's crazy is they are 9-0, but they're shooting a league worst 29% from the 3-point line.
See,
They are
go ahead.
they they are also shooting the league's worst at the free throw line, 73%. 74% if you round up.
Yeah, so you're
And
making
no team shoots more free throws than the Sun. 22.8 per game. And
that.
you're shooting
Ooh,
74%.
that's a lot of dude. That's like 11 fouls against them per game.
Yes. And they're
Ooh.
9-0. Just imagine how good they would be if they started taking. I mean, again, I don't watch WNBA a whole lot, so I don't know if they're shooting wide open from the 3-point line and they're just missing that shit, or they're taking dumbass shots. I don't know what it is, but I remember, off topic, but it's a funny story. Paul George, his rookie season in Indiana, he shot like 35% from three. And Danny Granger was like, Paul, why you keep shooting that shit? You're shooting like a league's worst, like 30 something percent from the field. And Paul's like, I'm open. He's like, no, you think you open. They lead like you think you open, but you ain't open. Are you really open? And Paul was like, dude, he just like asked me a question. Am I really open? Like, am I open? I don't know anymore. So he started working on his game with a really good coach. Bang, he comes out, shoots like 40 something percent from the field. That's what that I mean, the Sun don't have to get a whole new coach and work on their shots, but are you really open? Like,
Yeah.
if you're wide ass open, just wait until the defender comes due to defend a shot and just dish it down low. Bang, easy two. I know you want a three is better than a two, but I mean, you have a better chance making a layup than a 3-pointer. So I don't know, dude. Just all these numbers. They are shooting like shit. I think they are shooting the worst in almost every category. So, and they're 9-0. So
I was gonna throw one more thing. Personally, I would feel pretty good if I'm 9-0 and I'm playing like the way they're playing. It's like, all right, it's still the middle of the season. We can improve on all these things. If you improve, you're gonna keep winning, and you're gonna gear up and get hot come playoff time. Which that's the most important thing. You got to stay hot when it matters, and you'll be all right. But staying in the state of Connecticut, a lot of news around here. A lot of news surrounding Dan Hurley, head coach of UConn's men's basketball. Now, those who don't know, they just won back-to-back NCAA championships, the first time
since Florida, right?
Since Florida did it, and I believe it's 07, 08, but it's been a while. Shocking news if you haven't, been living under a rock. The Los Angeles Lakers are now heavily targeting him to be their next coach. Today, news broke out that UConn offered him a deal that would make him the third highest paid coach in men's basketball. The only two coaches he would trail is Bill Self of Kansas and John Calipari, the new head coach at Arkansas. Now, I get it, Dan Hurley. That's like kind of an insult. Like, I just won 2 back-to-back championships, but you would still be up there. Bill Self is a Hall of Famer. John Calipari is a Hall of Famer. Like, first ballot, these guys, no question. It's weird because it's kind of all of a sudden the Lakers want this guy to be their head coach like now. And I don't know. Skip Bayless tweeted that something may have happened between them and JJ Redick. I mean, Redick and LeBron have a podcast, so that would be kind of weird because seems like every coach that LeBron gets with the Lakers, it just doesn't last more than 2 seasons. It's a very interesting story to me. It's Dan Hurley, like, you just won back-to-back championships. And Kyle, you watched UFC 302?
I did.
Did you see when they panned to the camera when Dan Hurley was there and he said, not 1, not 2, 3 championships? Now, I don't know. Maybe he's twisting everybody's heads and saying, all right, I'm not going to win a third with UConn. I'm going to win, I'm going to win one with the Lakers when I go to the NBA. But a lot of people know that college success does not always translate to the NBA. And especially with the Lakers, Hurley's got a great system with UConn, team basketball. That is not in Los Angeles. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and a bunch of young guys running around. They do not really play team basketball in the fashion that I think Dan Hurley wants to get himself into. But nonetheless, dude, I would take the money and stay where you're comfortable. Kyle, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Stay with UConn, dude. You just went back to back. Like, I watched a decent bit of March Madness, but it seemed like UConn just fucking steamrolled everyone they played. Like,
even in the national championship.
Even in the national championship, dude, they just killed everyone that was in front of them. Why make the move? I remember they lost in, I think it was 2022 or 2021, and Dan Hurley said, he was like, bro, like, we're going to come back better and stronger. Like, we're about to go on a run, and you're about to see what type of run we're about to go on. You win back-to-back championships. Why mess that up now? If I'm a 5-star, I'm not going to the Duke anymore. I mean, Duke's still a great program, but Coach K left. No disrespect to the guy that's there now, but that's not the program it used to be. Sorry about your Tar Heels, but they're going downhill.
They're not where they should be.
I mean, they're still blue blood. They're still great, but they're not the standard anymore.
Same with Kentucky though. I mean, Calipari leaves like you said, no disrespect to who's ever up next, but that's just it's the name. When you see Coach K, yeah, I like that. When I don't, okay, I'm going somewhere else. And right now, UConn's a place to play basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan Hurley, dude, great coach, has a awesome resume. And again, I mean, it just fits so well. Not only does UConn throw you a bag, but, dude, you have a chance to go a three-peat. And would that be the first time in college basketball history a team three-peats? I mean...
I can't think of...
Yeah, I can't think of
anybody. I mean, look. This is the first back-to-back in 15 some years.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if a
dude, you're going back to UCLA and John Wooden when they owned the 60s.
Yeah,
but that's still over 60 years, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And again, dude, do you think Dan Hurley wants to be in LA where it's just a bunch of nonsense going on.
Right, because if you go to LA, I coming back would just be a really tough situation. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. It's just it would just be a weird situation, dude. I feel like
And
Dan Hurley is a low key guy. He doesn't like he just likes winning, dude. That's all he cares about. He
yeah,
wants to go out there, he wants to play good basketball, and he wants to win. But when you go to the Lakers, that spotlight gets put on you where you something happens in the game or literally anything happens on the court in the middle of the game, the media is just going to go crazy with it and stir up all these narratives that aren't true. That's LA basketball, dude, and I don't feel like Dan wants to be a part of that. So if I'm him, you stay at the University of Connecticut, UConn.
and I think the biggest thing is like this news broke earlier this week. UConn got on it to offer him that contract, like damn
Hell
near
yeah.
instantly. But I don't know. He might get he's in California as we speak, so he might get that LA fever and succumb. But
There's no way, dude. I just don't see it. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode of Down South Up North. It was a good episode, man. 32 minutes of just banger content, dude. We had Celtics whooping that ass, but still, Mavs in six. White Sox chasing the wrong side of history, 14 straight losses.
oof,
Never seen. I mean,
ugly.
shit, man. You've seen teams win 14 straight, and that's awesome. But losing 14 straight, that's pretty ass. Connecticut Sun playing not their best basketball yet, still undefeated and finishing off with Dan Hurley potentially becoming a Cali boy. Matt, how we feeling?
Good, dude. It's Friday. It's always I don't know, something's different about Friday shows that I enjoy, dude. Topics discussed a lot. Gave some good insight today, so I'm all
Yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, man, it was fun. Had a good time, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out our social medias in the description.
Clips are coming. Clips are yeah.
Clips are on the way. Guys, hope you have a good weekend. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.